Back at the Georgia Dome as we get ready to kick off the second half. Clinch County up by a point. And DJ, I forgot to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, same to you. I think I ate a little bit too much turkey, though, man. I'm just starting to feel like myself.
Clinch County, when they came up, they drove up yesterday, stopped off in Macon for a little workout, and then all got together at Ryan's Steakhouse for a team Thanksgiving dinner. And they really enjoyed that. Meanwhile, Lincoln County, well, they worked out yesterday back at Lincolnton. And all the kids went back to their families, enjoyed a Thanksgiving feast at home. They all got together late in the day and headed on to Atlanta.
You know, all week long preparing to come up to the Dome, Lincolnton had some bad weather down there, which pushed them into their gymnasium. You know, of course, it doesn't matter right now, but I thought I'd make mention to that, just so you know, John.
Take a look at the Clinch County team gathered as Lincoln County will kick off to the Panthers.
Another interesting note as far as Clinch County, you know, at least a half dozen players or more bench press over 300 pounds, so that says a lot for Coach Dickerson's weight program down at Clinch County. Some very strong young players.
The old KG veteran, Larry Campbell, standing on the sideline, matching wits with the new head coach, Jim Dickerson, also serving as defensive coordinator. And both of us have been very impressed with that Clinch County defense.
Absolutely.
But they'll start on offense first. Lamar McKnight back deep. Ronte Norman will kick off for Lincoln County. Should be a lot of fireworks in the second half. Perhaps both teams will open it up as we're underway. McKnight will take it at the 11. And met at the 25-yard line by number 44, Logan Rhodes, sophomore. And so Clinch County will take over, and I bet you we're going to see some carries from Mr. Gainey.
Well, you know, we were talking during the break there about the speed of the Clinch County offense there. McKnight with the 4.4 speed in the 40, and although he doubles as a quarterback, wide receiver, I wouldn't be surprised if we had an opportunity to see him play a little wide receiver here in the second half, and Jared Bingham's going a little quarterback.
It'll be McKnight under center, two wideouts. That's Monterio Royal in motion. We got a false start by one of the Clinch County Panthers. Jordan Toll. And it'll give us a chance to hear from our referee, Dean Stewart, from the Atlanta Area Officials Association.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
I'll back him up to the 21-yard line. Never want to start a second half backed up 5 yards.
Well, he's obviously came out a little bit more excited than he probably should have, but we'll see how things go now.
Gainey in the back of the eye, Ontario Royal and Lafayama Lacey. With Royal in motion. Gainey. And he's wrapped up at the 23-yard line. Jarius Wynn, a big senior defensive lineman for the Red Devils on the stop.
The thing is with Justin Gainey is that, you know, of course, we saw his phenomenal power and strength in the first half, but the word on him is that the later in the game it gets, the more he wears on you and the more they like to stick it in his hands, because he just wears on the opposing team's defenses.
Gainey wearing jersey number 28. Why does he wear number 28? It's for his favorite player, which happens to be Atlanta Falcon Warwick Dunn. He's in Warwick's house, and he's getting comfortable in Warren's house. Monterio Royal in motion. And McKnight on the keeper trying to turn the corner. And he does, short of the first down, pushed out of bounds by Tavares Stokes. C.J. Norman also in pursuit.
So we did get a chance to see some of that 4.4 speed from McKnight.
I'll tell you what, that Lincoln County defense was fast enough to catch him. Couldn't quite turn the corner, DJ.
Not at all. Of course, with various Stokes over there, he's not too slow himself. He runs a 4.6.
Tried to see a little of the 4.4 speed there by Lamar McKnight. He has 531 yards rushing at the quarterback position. 3rd and 4. It's Gainey up the middle, and Gainey gets to the 40. He'll have a first down, tripped up by Ricardo Norman. And Clinch County now showing the power on offense and getting good yardage.
Gainey up inside here now. And I tell you what, if he didn't dip so low there, he had an opportunity there to slip some tackles, man, and go. He could have been still running right now, but great game by Gainey.
Up to 80 yards already. Nothing flashy about Mr. Gainey. He just wants to run over you and McKnight under center, Ontario Royal in motion. Gainey. And Gainey gains perhaps 4, just short of midfield. Deontay Norman and Jarius Wynn there on the tackle. Also helping out was Belafonte Davis.
Tell you what, it looks like Clinch County is definitely want to give Lincoln a heavy dose of Justin Gainey now as he continues to get positive yardage for this offensive football team.
And continue to move that clock. And it's obvious that Gainey will be the focal point of this offense with Clinch County on 2nd down and 6. And it's Gainey again. This time he gets to the 45, and that's about it. Brandon Reed and Alex Wyden there to stop him. DJ, do you see any adjustments by that Lincoln County defense?
Well, you know, it's still a little early now for me to even tell, because again, what has happened here, Clinch County has gained a lot of momentum, mainly through Justin Gainey up inside his rush, running in between the tackles. Looks like we got a guy hurt down on the field.
Belafonte Davis is down the field for Lincoln County. 91 tackles on the year for Davis. Would be a huge loss and you can just see the strain on Larry Campbell's face. He's had so many injuries this year. There's his starting receiver, Stephen Brown, who caught the touchdown pass last year to put him in the finals, is out. Daryl Norman, who is a major contributor to the team this year, has been out, all with knee injuries. If we take a look at Belafonte Davis there highlighted. And he's being helped off the field, and that cannot be good.
Looks like his right knee was got caught. It like his foot got planted in the turf there. It looks like that's what it is. He's holding up his right leg there, but based on that replay there, from what I can tell, his right foot was planted and got awkwardly pushed in the direction that doesn't go against or doesn't go with the regular physics.
Jeffrey Porter will replace Belafonte Davis. Boy, you know, you have those years, and you know, DJ, you played football, you know what it's like. It just seems like injuries just happen, and when they just happen in bunches.
And a lot of people get the misunderstanding that it has to do with conditioning, but playing on this artificial surface has a lot to do with it. But you know, this is a violent sport.
3rd and 4, Gainey across midfield to 45 and gets to the 42-yard line. Jeffrey Porter just in the game to replace Davis, makes the stop, and we're seeing this Clinch County team start to soften that defense of Lincoln County.
Good looking run here by Gainey up inside, getting the handoff from McKnight, but you can tell he's starting to get his confidence. He's rolling. He is rolling, and he feels good about it. And tell you what, when you get a big back like that, confident in knowing that he can control his own destiny up inside there, it's going to be a long, long evening. Or morning, as we say.
Yeah, it's not noon yet. Get a big back like him running downhill. Forget about it sometimes. 1st and 10. Give us a Cobb to the 40 on the counter. That's Jarvis Henderson. I'm sorry, Alex Weidman on the stop. For once, Justin Gainey did not carry the ball.
That's a little unusual.
Well, actually, Jarvis Henderson was slated to be the starting running back, but Gainey just impressed the coaches so much. Anderson had some injury problems, but Gainey got in there and hasn't been, they can't take him off the starting lineup now.
Well, he's close to 100 yards rushing now, if not already there.
Still in that Royal in motion. Pitch over to Justin Gainey. Gainey tries to turn the corner, brought down after a couple of yards. There is a flag down. C.J. Norman and Dante Parks on the stop for Lincoln County. And it looks like it's going to be, and it is, against Clinch County. And I'll back them up.
See the toss to the left to Gainey there, following his block, reading his blockers and cutting it up inside for a nice little gain, but it's all going to come back because of the holding penalty.
Besides just the sheer power of Justin Gainey, do you see any other intangibles that he has as a running back?
He has good vision. He does have good vision, and he's shifty. I'm sure that he gets more credit for his power, but I like how he's able to shift and find those seams and change directions there, and that's pretty good for a back his size.
It's not going to outrun you, but he's going to outpower you. So the penalty backs him up to midfield. It'll be 2nd and 19 for the Clinch County Panthers. Gainey, this time he gets a couple. Shontavious Jennings and Alex Weidman are there to wrap him up. Well, the Lincoln County defense, they got their break, and now they want to force Clinch County into a punting situation and place in field position.
We're still waiting for Coach Campbell to come out with his bag of tricks, because this Clinch County defense has been awesome against Cord Coppins and the Lincoln County offense thus far.
Mara McKnight still under center. Wendell Cobb, the fullback, in motion. And on a reverse, will give us the Boris lead. Lee will get to the 40. Be well short of the first down. Had to get to the 32-yard line to get to the first down. Shontavious Jennings on the tackle again.
Tell you what.
Bring up a 4th and 10, 4th and 9 for Clinch. Looks like it'll be a punt.
Tell you what, Lincoln County's Dante Norman had a chance to tackle this one behind the line of scrimmage, but he batted his eyes and the runner was past him.
Matt Dupre will punt for the 2nd time in the game. Tavera Stokes back deep for Lincoln County. And problems with the snap, and he gets off the side of his foot. And a roll to the 37-yard line. So Matt Dupree couldn't handle the snap, barely got the kick away. It's a 4-yard kick for Dupree, and now Lincoln County has a break.
They did get a break there. Now, it'll be interesting to see how Coach Campbell will come back here on this first offensive possession for his Lincoln County Red Devils.
See what kind of adjustments they have made. Are they going to loosen up the Clinch County defense? They know they're going to come and stop the run. The Clinch County defense dares you to stop the run. Really loosen up a little bit, maybe throw a pass. Instead, it's a handoff. Maybe a couple. That's about it. Again, it's that Clinch County defense on the stop. Shontavious Jennings with the carry. Dupree and Russell Robinson on the stop. As you get a good look at Russell Robinson, who was out most of the year with a broken bone. Returned for their quarterfinal game. He was expected to be a big part of their defense. Well, the senior's back for the playoff run. Perhaps he'll win his 2nd state title as part of that 2002 team. Now the wishbone, and we expected to see some wishbone from Lincoln County. Coppin will throw out of it, almost picked off.
Brett Denmark there was in great position there. He's made several plays, key plays in the first half there, but got right in the way. Almost came up with a nice pick for Clinch County. Coppins back to pass, and Looks back to his right.
Jathius Jones there was the intended receiver. 3rd down and 10.
Coppin not too great of numbers today. 2 of 6 for 27 yards, 1 TD and 1 interception.
Being rushed. Just throws it up for grabs and it's picked off and no, dropped by Denmark. Well, now they're going to rule a fumble. He had both feet on the ground. Picked up by Byron King, and he'll advance it across the 35 to the 34-yard line. And Clinch County gets a break. However, Denmark is down. Let's take a look at this.
Cord Coppins looked like he's throwing it up for grabs here, wondering, try to find somebody down there, but he did find the guy in the wrong color jersey. Brent Denmark picks it off, fumbles it. Byron King picks it up and advances for the Panthers.
He had both feet on the ground before he was hit, and he's walking off on his own power. That's good to see. But Clinch County now starting to make their breaks on defense. And they'll have perfect field position at the 33-yard line. Both teams are even with turnovers now with 2. Let's see if Clinch County can take advantage now of the good field position. And Justin Gainey in the back of the eye. He's been the workhorse. And there's no receivers for Clinch County. They're daring. We're going to bring our big guy. You got to stop us. And on the carry, Jared Biggums, he was in the back of the eye. He gets to the 30 before he's brought down by Alex Weidman and Deontay Norman.
Tell you, that's a nice 1-2 punch there with the big back and Justin Gainey with the big, brute, powerful running. And then, of course, you come back with Jared Biggums, and he's another one of those speed guys. He's 4.4 in the 40 as well.
With not having any wideouts, that'll be the case again. It's as if they're just saying, here's our big guys, you bring your big guys, let's see who can move. Bring him in the back of the eye again, he'll get the carry. He has a little bit of a hole, gets across the 25 to the 23-yard line.
Nice gain up inside as McKnight hands it off to Biggums. He using that quickness to get up inside and get through the hole for some positive yardage for the Clinch County Panthers.
C.J. Norman in on the stop. Well, in that formation, Clinch County is using 7 linemen and 1 tight end. It's almost like a goal line stand. 48 yards for Clinch County, none for Lincoln County in this 3rd quarter. And it's a 1st down for Clinch County. So Clinch County has obviously grabbed momentum in the first half, just playing that basic power football.
They're doing a good job now. Of course, starting slow in the first half and getting that momentum near the end of the first half, and of course taking control here in the second half.
Lincoln County will burn a second half timeout. And the fans from Homerville are excited as they watch their blue-collar team, the Clinch County Panthers. And they brought their lunch pail, DJ.
They did, all 240 miles or so from here. And man, I'll tell you what, town of 7,100 people down there.
Well, let's hear from head coach Jim Dickerson. He's in his 1st year. Let's find out what's special about the 2004 Clinch County Panthers.
Well, the thing that's really special about this group, we've got a group of seniors that have been to the Dome 4 years. They went as freshmen, they went as sophomores, they went as juniors, and they went as seniors. And a lot of them have contributed all 4 years. A lot of them, at least the last 3 years. This is a special group. Every year your seniors are special, and this group's definitely no exception. And they know how to win, and the big thing they expect to win.
The senior class at Clinch County lost to Buford as freshmen, defeated Hawkinsville as sophomores, went on to a state title, lost last year in the semifinals to Hawkinsville. So they're 1 of 2. They want to even that record to 500 at the Georgia Dome. And of course, bring Clinch County their 4th state championship. Clinch County's won championships in 88, 91, and 2002. Going for their 4th is Gainey. Justin Gainey gets to the 20-yard line. Ricardo Norman on the stop, along with Dante Parks.
You got a chance to see a little of that shiftiness by Justin Gainey as he went up inside right there, was clogged up, was able to slip out the backside there. And you see taking the handoff up inside and using that vision to try to find an opening.
He'll get a rest on this play as Jared Binghams comes in. Already 103 yards for Justin Gainey. Jared Binghams in the back of the eye. 7 linemen and 1 tight end. It's Bingham coming to the outside. Jeffrey Porter was around his ankles, and after a gain of 3, Brandon Reed was there to help out. Bring up 3rd and 4. I tell you, DJ, there's nothing exciting about this.
Not at all. They're just lining up and going right at each other, and there's no secret there. They're just saying, "Hey, you just got to stop me."
This is a game that would probably be better played on a rainy day with grass and mud rather than on this artificial surface here at the Georgia Dome. 3rd and 4, and Gainey's in the back of the eye. Henderson leads, but Gainey cuts, breaks the tackle, and gets to the 2. Jeffrey Porter there to save the touchdown, but again, we see the power, the strength of Justin Gainey.
And we told you early on, folks, that this guy just gets better and better the later it gets into the ball game. Look at the strength and look at the power. 365-pound bench presser, and you can tell that this guy packs a punch.
Yeah, his coach Jim Dickerson said, you know, he punishes the tacklers more than he gets punished. And with that body of his, 6'9", 220, or I'm sorry, 5'9", 220.
That would have been pretty decent, though, 6'9". He probably would have scored on that run.
And I'm sure he'd be a starting center on the Panther basketball team. Biggins in the back of the eye. And McKnight on a sneak. He'll be short. Perhaps got to the 1. We'll bring up 2nd down and goal. You know, you hesitate to say that Clinch County's in their goal line stand because they've been in their goal line stand throughout this possession.
Right.
No huddle. Minute 37 to go. Biggins in the back of the eye. They'll give it to Cobb, the fullback. He's in. Touchdown, Clinch County.
And they are excited.
Look at Wendell Cobb, a junior fullback. And Clinch County puts 13 up.
Impressive drive all in all, ending with a touchdown by the big fullback, Wendell Cobb.
230 pounds of him. And it appears that that Clinch County will go for 2. Well, they faked this as Boris Lee will come out and kick the extra point. 29-36 on point afters. And they probably took too much time, or did Lincoln County jump?
We'll find out here shortly.
Dean Stewart will tell us. It'll be against Lincoln County.
Dead ball. Encroachment on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat the untimed down.
So Boris Lee will kick just a little closer. Again, he was 23 of 36 in point after attempts. Good snap.
Yes!
And he got it. 14-6, Clinch County. There is a flag.
There's a look at the big fullback, Wendell Cobb, on the sideline, and congratulated by his teammates.
Check out what the flag is. Point after is good.
We have running in the kicker on the defense. The point is good. 5 yards administered on the kickoff.
So, DJ, I got to ask you, with that touchdown and the way that Clinch County scored on that touchdown, boy, does that send a message to Lincoln County?
It certainly sends a message. It lets Lincoln County know that they're in a barn fight. I mean, this is a rock'em sock'em kind of situation here, and if they don't come back with the same intensity, this thing could get to the point where I don't think they're going to dig a hole a little too far for themselves, because again, the momentum is definitely with the Clinch County Panthers.
There's Wendell Cobb, who scored the touchdown, and here it is. Nothing fancy about that. Just dive right in. Dive that 200-pound frame in there. And is he excited, Wendell Cobb? Yeah, Wendell, you can shout a little bit. We'll let you do that. You scored the touchdown, 7 plays, 66 yards. Took about 3:30 off the clock, and it's a 1-yard touchdown run by Mr. Cobb. Now, there's Lincoln County. You got to show something on offense here. Does those bag of tricks come out now?
Well, you know what? First of all, I think that Clinch County needs to do a great job in staying disciplined as they cover this kick, because this is usually a vulnerable time after a nice score to put you ahead. You get a little lax, and guys, don't sprint down the field in their lanes. And they're kicking to a young man that is not too shabby back there in number 12, Tavares Stokes. Now, this is key for Clinch County to have good kick coverage.
Fans from Homerville making some noise as Stokes will take it up to 4. 10, 15, and knocked out of bounds.
And they did a good job.
Byron King.
Didn't get lackadaisical, still playing hard.
Do we see Cord Coppin now display some of his passing skills?
I don't see why not. They have to do. They need to come out and to show that they're a little bit more diverse than what we've seen thus far.
Again, this is a team Lincoln County decimated by injury. Stephen Brown, he's suited up but won't play. He hurt his knee in the quarterfinal game against McIntosh County Academy. He caught the touchdown pass against Tryon late in the game to win it and put Lincoln County in the final against Hawkinsville. Now Lincoln County will use a timeout. And talk things over. And Larry Campbell does not look pleased.
He doesn't look pleased, but Cord Coppin is his senior quarterback. He's the athletic guy. He's a double threat. They need to put the ball in his hands and let him make some decisions with this Lincoln Red Devil football team.
Well, earlier we talked to Larry Campbell. We'd like to know what's special about the 2004 Red Devils.
Well, this is our 3rd ACL injury happened Friday night, so overcoming injuries has been a big part of it, and that comes with senior leadership. 2 of these guys have been seniors. The other one was a sophomore, but a true good sophomore. So overcoming adversity with injuries is good, and that comes with senior leadership. Don't have that one great player. Don't have a Division I college prospect. Kicking game is somewhat sound, and we don't have a 1,000-yard rusher. Don't have a 1,000-yard receiver. You don't know which week what may win it, whether it's a block punt or Friday night it was a punt return. So it's a pretty different part of the game that wins each week for us so far.
And compounding those injuries was Belafonte Davis going out in the 3rd quarter, being carried off the field, holding his leg up. And Coppin with no chance. The Red Swarm defense brings them down. Darian Thomas led the charge, and Cord Coppin had no chance. His first step backwards, they were on top of him.
Tell you, they're doing a great job of getting penetration into that backfield and not giving Coppin an opportunity to do anything.
And that's Thomas down on the ground. Boy, just grabbed his ankles, wouldn't let go, and got help. You can see he got rolled up on.
It all started
by
with
the pursuit.
Jonathan Williams, the nose tackle, just did a number on the center, driving him into the backfield.
He's okay. Hobbling a little bit, but he's okay. As you see some of the Clinch County Panther fans that have made the 5.5-hour trip from South Georgia. A trip they have made the last 3 years. They enjoy coming up to the big city, and this Panther team loves coming, as well as Lincoln County, playing in the bright lights in the big city on this big stage. And the fans from Lincolnton now are starting to make some noise. Get this Red Devil team up. And Coppin has some protection and loses the football. It's a fumble. Clinch County's got it.
Big hit by Boris Lee, getting in backside on Coppin, causing a fumble and getting a sack.
His arm wasn't coming forward, so it's a fumble. Matt Dupree on the recovery as we
watch Boris Lee coming in, causing the fumble.
Just knocked it away before his arm came forward.
Right.
And what an excellent opportunity for Clinch County to break this game wide open.
Turnovers.
The third turnover of the game for Lincoln County. As you take a look at Matt Dupree. And we have a timeout on the field. And I don't want to say with 47 seconds to go in the third quarter that that's a death blow, but it could be, as all the football games from today can also be viewed live on the GPB internet site at www.gpb.org. Just follow the links to connect to the game. Now, every game will also be archived and available later on the GPB website as well. That's www.gpb.org, and watch all the live football games on your home computer. And you can watch them later too, as we'll archive them as well. And I'm sure, DJ, in a couple of weeks, you'll be sitting at your computer and watching the game over again.
That's right. That's right.
All the games.
You know, we made mention earlier of possibly seeing the dual quarterbacks playing, but it's no need. McKnight has led the way here. Normally, he has an opportunity to share the load.
John Wilkerson, DJ Jones, and Scott Klauslowski with you at the Georgia Dome, the Class Single A semifinal between Lincoln County and Clinch County. And Clinch County knocking at the door. And another score. It's gaining. Who else? And another chance to move the pile. Gets to the 2.
What a powerful guy.
During the timeout, Larry Campbell was pointing at the scoreboard. Of course, they're showing the feed here at the Georgia Dome, disagreeing with the official's call that it was a fumble rather than an incomplete forward pass. Out of the eye with Gainey. Oh, but number 28 gets it. Now number 8, Lamar McKnight will try to sneak in. And he'll be short of the goal line. As we end the third quarter here at the Georgia Dome with Clinch County knocking at the door for another score. It's 14-6, Clinch County. We're back to the fourth quarter after this. Welcome back to the Georgia Dome, 14-6 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Clinch County in the lead and a yard away from tacking on 6 more points. It's been a dominant offensive performance by the Clinch County Panthers, all power football, and Justin Gainey has been the workhorse. This is Jared Bingham's, and he's in, touchdown.
Boy, Lincoln County has to be careful here. They don't let this thing get away from them. They got to dig deep down inside. There's still a lot of time left, John, in this ball game for them to play themselves back into it, but they can't go to the sidelines and hang their heads now.
And that was all Bingham right there.
Yes.
Running behind that big offensive line of Jordan Toll, Brandon Corbett, Jonathan Williams, Christopher Davis, and big 330-pound Carl Addison. 20-6. Forest Lee to tackle on the extra point. He's been perfect already, 2 for 2. And his point afters. That one is blocked. Shontavious Jennings comes in and prevents the point after, and maybe that's a spark Lincoln County needs to rally in the fourth quarter.
Great effort there, indeed, by Shontavious Jennings. But here's a chance now, of course, with the opportunity to come and make a name for themselves here. Clinch County Panthers here, they're 3 plays, 5 yards, 52 seconds, and of course, Bingham's 1-yard touchdown put them ahead 20-6.
And here's the looking at the touchdown. And again, all you have to do is say power football there, TJ. I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah, Ronte Norman did a great job coming over, although it was a little late, but nice hit knifing in down on the goal line.
Now is Lincoln County's defense starting to wear down? I mean, they're just getting smashed in that.
They are getting smashed, but I'm starting to wonder if those playmakers that they lost, Lincoln County has lost on offense, man, is that coming into play now? Is that it's more visible for us now because, again, they've been pretty stagnant on offense.
Well, in talking with Larry Campbell this morning before the game, it was a huge concern for his because he's lost so many weapons over the course of the season due to knee injuries. He was telling me we may be running wishbone, and we've seen him a couple of times in the wishbone look. And really, Cord Coppin is doing his best, but when you've got linemen swarming at you,
yes,
there's not much you can do.
This might be an opportunity for some of those young players or young skill players to step up and try to replace or at least throw them in there and see what they can do to help the loss of some of those skill players that Coach Campbell has lost.
Larry Campbell, man, who's won 9 state championships in the Larry Campbell era at Lincoln County. And you just think of some of the athletes that he's developed, NFL caliber athletes. You think of Garrison Hurst.
Oh yeah, Noble Bulldog.
They've got a big game coming up, don't they?
Yes, indeed.
There's Stokes. No, it's fielded by Darian Thomas. And Thomas with a good return to the 30 and just laid out. C.J. Norman, I'm sorry, on the. And C.J. is still down. He took a big pop. And again, another Lincoln County Red Devil down on the turf. And Larry Campbell's seen too much of that.
He has. And we're just talking about trying to find some young players to replace some of the guys that are definitely not in. Take a look at this hit on the return. One of his own man basically hit him up high.
Well, that's just a dagger right there. Larry Campbell's got to be thinking, what else is going to happen? My old man is hurting one of his teammates. 168 yards on the ground for Clinch County in this game. Coppin, good protection, throws an interception. Monterio Royal, and Monterio Royal has room to run. Hit at the 20 and forced out of bounds, and a huge break for Clinch County. And they're loving it.
This might be an opportunity for Clinch County to go ahead and shut the door. Look like players down on the field.
Another Lincoln County Red Devil, DJs. We take a look at that interception.
From shotgun. Coppin trying to go for his receiver. Apparently, whatever happened to Brandon Barton, now that looked like the receiver's down there. He couldn't complete the route there, which set up the interception by Monterio Royal. Nice return.
And what's ironic about that is Cord Coppin finally got good protection to look downfield.
But right at the point of that interception, it looked like his receiver, Brandon Barton, went down with the apparent injury that he has now.
A 33-yard return by Monterio Royal.
Turnovers here. Lincoln County, 4 huge turnovers, which put Clinch County in the position that they're in now. This last interception is, I guess, it's an opportunity for them to close the door, in my estimation, on this Lincoln County Red Devils team.
Clinch with 3 interceptions so far on defense, and Larry Campbell looking at another one of his players having to walk off the field assisted. Well, when it rains, it pours. That's about all you can say.
Yeah.
A team that's been decimated by injuries all year. And there's the man at the moment right now, Montario Royal. An interception at midfield and brought it back to 33-yard return. And Clinch County will take over at the Lincoln County 21-yard line with a chance to put the nail on the coffin here in the fourth quarter, up 20-6. Just begun the fourth quarter, but still, with all that time, that could be a death blow to Lincoln County.
Tough enough to, trailing 14 points, to come back without, or at least with missing a lot of your skilled players as Lincoln County is. But if Clinch County is able to put 7 more points on the board, it's all over but the singing.
Staying in that goal line stand. It's Gainey. Gainey breaks a tackle and is gone. Touchdown, 21 yards. And Clinch County is in control.
Justin Gainey has had himself one heck of a day rushing the football.
The Homerville fans that made the drive to watch their Clinch County Panthers are ecstatic as we take a look at the run.
Breaking tackles. That low center of gravity there. He's a tough guy to stop.
He doesn't like, he can take punishment and dish it out as well.
Good looking football player there, Justin Gainey, Clinch County.
The extra point by Jeff Vernado is good. It's no good.
C.J. Norman hustling in to block the point after.
Look at the numbers by Justin Gainey. 139 yards, 2 touchdowns. They had a pretty good one the last couple of years here in Clinch County. A guy named Lorenzo Kelsaw. He came in to replace Kelsaw and has done it, has filled his shoes nicely.
Another look at the touchdown run there, breaking a couple of tackles, cutting back inside and going into the zone. Has a nose for the end zone. 1 tackle, 2, 3.
Even a move.
Justin Gainey. They say he's not fast, but he's fast enough.
He's fast, powerful, and has a nose for the end zone, as you said.
Just a sophomore.
Just a sophomore. And dare I say how much bigger and faster he might get? Tim Hatton's the offensive coordinator for Clinch County, and he's definitely put together a game plan that it's, we're going to line up, you try to stop us, and nothing fancy.
Tell you what, I'm still a stickler for after scoring a touchdown, my kick cover team coming down and being disciplined, staying in their lanes, because a good return can put Lincoln County right back into this thing.
That's Norman. Norman hit and brought down Ricardo Norman to the 28-yard line. And that's where Lincoln County will take over. Well, Lincoln County, their offense has just been stymied by this Clinch County defense, the speed and just sheer fundamental skill that defense has. And, defense, they always say that's where defense is a team sport, and we're definitely seeing a team right here. If you take a look at Cordell Coppin's stats, only 27 yards, 3 interceptions.
Not a good day at all.
And they give it. And not much there for Gavin Williams. Matt Dupre on the stop.
The position that Lincoln County is in right now, the clock is obviously working against you, but trailing at this point in time. Obviously, you know, it's a must-pass situation, but so many of their skilled receivers aren't in the game today.
Well, the good news is Brandon Barton, who you saw was hurt, is back in the game. And he has been their only receiver. The pitch goes to Shontavious Jennings. Some running room. Forced out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Brian Coleman.
Good looking play. Little option to the right. Coppin comes right out and pitches it to Jennings. Gets on the corner. Nice game.
Bring up a first down for Lincoln County. As finally, their offense gets moving. I haven't seen much shotgun look out of Lincoln County. It's a tight eye.
The little shotgun that they did with a lot of pressure came from Clinch County's defense.
Yeah, they haven't been able to spread their offense. Here's Coppin throwing, getting pressured again. Refusing to go down, but does. Matt Dupre in on the sack, along with Jarvis Henderson.
Can you imagine being Cord Coppins and looking up, taking 2 steps, and you got all those red jerseys surrounding you? It doesn't give you a chance to use that athletic ability.
Henderson had 11 sacks on the year for Clinch County.
He looks up, and he's got 4 jerseys around him, 4 red jerseys.
The Red Swarm. Well, Clinch County looking for their 2nd state championship in 3 years. 2002 state champions. Coppin under center. And the option, he is brought down again. Oh my, what a defense. Quincy Williams, Gordon Williams there as well.
Quincy Williams, as you'll see here, Coppin goes down the line there and has the shoulder of Quincy Williams right in his chest, and some help from a couple of other friends.
So what do you think about this Clinch County defense? Are they pretty fundamentally sound?
Well, you know what? We came in, there was a lot of talk of this team. Of course, the head coach, Jim Dickerson, is the defensive coordinator, and they said that this was one of the top defenses in the state. They certainly proved it.
3rd and 18 out of the shotgun. And Coppin finally gets some time and throws a screen to Gavin Williams. Williams has an opening. Takes a huge lick from Ontario Royal. That was Shontavious Jennings, I'm sorry, on the catch.
Tell you what, that was a nice offensive play, but that was a big league hit at the end of that one.
Royal with an interception and a big lick.
Jennings down the sideline.
Finally gets a chance to show off his speed.
What a finish by Ontario Royal.
Jennings averages 5 yards per carry. 312, or 315 on the bench. Finally, Lincoln County gets in clinch territory. Again out of the shotgun, a high snap and handled well by Coppin. Again, feeling pressure and won't get a pass away. That Red Swarm defense led by Jarvis Henderson.
I'm sure at times if you're Cord Coppin, when you take the ball from center, he's looking around. It certainly looks like more than 11 players in the red jerseys on the opposing team, because he has nowhere to go.
Jim Dickerson, his first year, he's been the defensive coordinator. He's a 1983 graduate of Clinch County High School, so he's a Panther to the core. And he's getting his opportunity now as head coach. 5 quarterback sacks already for this Clinch County Red Swarm defense on 2nd down and 12. I formation, Gavin Williams on the pitch. They'll run a reverse. And Jennings can't handle it. Picked up by Lamar McKnight. I'm sorry, Darian Thomas picked it up. Another crucial turnover for Lincoln County. And Clinch County will be back on offense as we take a look at the replay.
Coach Campbell trying to make something happen. That's one of those trick plays. I think that's a little late in the ball game here, but not able to execute. Another turnover there and another opportunity for Clinch County to put some more points on the board.
Darian Thomas picked up the fumble, advanced it, to the 47-yard line of Clinch County. The 7 linemen, 1 tight end. I formation. A couple of big bruisers. Wendell Cobb at fullback and Justin Gainey at tailback. And it's Gainey. That's the 45 to the 43. Brandon Reed on the stop. Clock running, 7:37. Not much Lincoln County can do now. They've had a hard time stopping number 28. And you know number 28, Justin Gainey, is going to get that football.
Very impressive young man, Justin Gainey. We talked about his strength, his power, his vision, his shiftiness, but also the defense. You got to give a lot of credit to the Clinch County defense coming in here and pretty much taking away everything Lincoln County tried to do.
All 11 guys for Lincoln County there to stop the run. Still can't stop it. That's Bigums. And he'll maybe get a yard to the 43-yard line. Chase McGill on the tackle.
No, they got a lot of guys up on the line of scrimmage trying to stop the run, but if there was any kind of way that Coach Campbell could stop this clock, I'm sure he'd try.
I believe he's burned all of his timeouts in the second half.
Right.
They'll break up 3rd and 5 for Clinch County. Here's Mr. Gainey, caught from behind, just short of the 40-yard line. Alex Wyden was there, along with Tavares Stokes. And a rare time where Clinch County will bring up a 4th down, and a rare punt for Clinch County as Matt Dupree will kick it. And Tavares Stokes back deep for the Lincoln County Red Devils.
Opportunity for Clinch County to pin Lincoln County down inside the 10-yard line.
And there's some Clinch County fans. Yep. They've made the trip up from Homerville. Penalty flag was down.
Delay game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Nothing lost there. That gives us
A little more room to punt.
a little bit more room to pin him down in the coffin corner, if you will.
And rub more salt in the Lincoln County wounds. There's some fans of Jonathan Williams, who's had a good game for the Clinch County Panthers.
John, do you look at this as an upset coming in?
Not really. I think both teams are evenly matched, although I did expect more of a competitive game. As an excellent punt by Dupree, roll out of bounds, and Lincoln County will take over at the 20-yard line. But again, you know, we brought up the injury bug so much about Lincoln County, and those are just things you cannot afford to happen. And you know, maybe you can get by with 1 injury to a key player, but when you've got 3 or 4 happening, and especially the rash and knee injuries they've had, there's not much you can really do. And I know Larry Campbell is just at the end of his rope as to what he can do with the players he has.
Tell you what, losing 3 or 4 skilled position players, it's tough to fight back, especially in a game of this magnitude.
Coppin going long, going for Barton. Overthrew him. Good coverage that time by the Lincoln County defense. And finally, Lamar McKnight on the coverage. And finally, you know, that's a time where Coppin finally got some time. Just overthrew his receiver.
Still have some pep in his step, but believe it or not, after taking a beating pretty much all day long from the Clinch County Panthers defense.
Well, the fans that drove from Lincolnton, well, it'll be disappointing, but they've been here before. This is the 6th trip to the Georgia Dome since the semifinals have been staged here for Lincoln County. They'll be back. Another long pass, broken up and incomplete. Brian Coleman there on the coverage.
Nice job of playing the ball there by Brian Coleman.
Well, Cord Coppin, it's not been his day here at the Georgia Dome. He's a senior. This was his one shot. He's had a solid season, over 1,100 yards passing, 14 touchdowns. He's guided this Red Devil team back to the Georgia Dome. He'll remember this day.
I'm sure this is a tough time for all the seniors. You know, many of them be the last opportunity they'll have an opportunity to play high school football.
Pass complete to Alex Bradford, and Bradford took a hit from Lamar McKnight at the 35-yard line. It'll be a first down. They'll move the chain. The clock's running. Clock stopped at 4:45. And the situation starting to, well, you can see it in the faces of the Lincoln County Red Devils.
John, you can remember the last time you laced them up.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, that's I'm sure some of those seniors from Lincoln County are probably replaying their career in their minds right now.
Robin gets some time, incomplete. C.J. Norman gets the receiver. I tell you, I do remember, but I never got to play in a facility like this.
Boy, tell me about it. It took. I didn't get a chance till I got to the University of Georgia. Obviously, we played in some pretty nice facilities around the country.
In the SEC, I would say you did.
to the tune of what, 3 Sugar Bowls, 80, 81, 82, or nice little Cotton Bowl action in 83, 84.
Second down and 10. Coppin, he's being pressured and can't get away. That's been that kind of day for Cord Coppin. Gordon Williams brings them down. Big loss, bring up a 3rd and long.
Cord Coppin is going to be one sore individual after this one's over. Another look at that play. I mean, that pressure's on him right before he can get to his 3rd step in his drop.
Oh, the Red Devil, or I'm sorry, the Panther fans from Clinch County, ready to celebrate.
That red fools you every time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's going to get us tomorrow, too.
But at least no mascot change, huh?
Red is the color of the day at the Georgia Dome. Coppin is laying it out for Barton. What a catch by Brandon Barton at the 30-yard line in double coverage. Coleman and McKnight were there. And finally, the Coppin to Brandon Barton connection finally connects.
Super catch and a super throw. He threw that ball about 45, 50 yards in the air.
Finally got some time to throw. Barton finally was able to get open, and the result was a long gainer for Lincoln County. Excellent catch. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 32. County, they may be down 26-6, but there's still fight left in the old Red Devils. Darius Wynn moved early, and it'll cost him 5 yards.
Also looks like Brandon Barton has jumped a little early, but you can tell that obviously equipped with enough arm, Cord Coppin.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Cord Coppin, the quarterback for Lincoln County, has all the tools, a great arm, just didn't have enough weapons. Just the one receiver today, Brandon Barton. It makes you wonder what would it have been like to have those other receivers in the lineup.
Oh, it would have been a much different Lincoln County team. No doubt they would have opened up the offense. Coppin sets, and it's complete. Another 1st down. Alex Bradford is close to the 1st down. He had to get to the 22. They're going to mark it just beyond the 22, and it'll be a 1st down for Lincoln County.
You won't find a catch any nicer than this from a wide receiver, as you'll see in the replay. Coppin drills it out there, but Alex Bradford goes up high, catches the ball with his hands. And for a high school athlete to catch the ball with his hands, I tell you, this is a coach's dream.
First and 10, clock running, 2:24. And he's brought down again. Quincy Williams. Another sack for the Clinch County Red Swarm defense.
Quincy Williams has had himself one fine morning here in the Georgia Dome.
When you play for Clinch County, playing on the defense is a privilege. They emphasize defense down in Homerville. And we're seeing the best 11 of that Clinch County team. And they take pride of being part of that starting 11.
They're putting on a clinic.
The only loss this year for Clinch County was against Charlton County. And that defense gave up 28 points. Coppin digging out for Barton. Incomplete. Monterio Royal on the coverage. Breaks it up. We'll bring up third down.
Excellent play by Monterio Royal, staying with it.
Well, here's your Class Single A Final Four. Of course, 26-6 Clinch leading Lincoln. The winner will take on the winner of Hawkinsville and Bowden tomorrow at the Dome. We'll kick that off at 9 a.m. Hawkinsville comes into the game undefeated. Bowden 11-2. Bowden with coming off a win off a win from Savannah Country Day. Hawkinsville, a defending Class Single A state champion. They beat Lincoln County last year in that game. On the draw, Jontavius Jennings, perhaps a couple, and that's it. Jarvis Henderson on the tackle. Jarvis Henderson, he's a senior. 11 quarterback sacks, 89 tackles this year. There's a 380 on the bench, 5'10", 230 pounds. He's been the anchor of this defense. You know, we mentioned Clinch County's only loss this year was to Charlton County. They'll kick it off right after we're done with their semifinal in the 2A game against Laney. Coppin on 4th down and 19. There's just no escaping this Clinch County defense.
Wow.
LaFiana Lacey brings them down. And that just epitomizes the kind of afternoon for Cord Coppin.
These guys come fast and often. And if there's a time to shower your coach with the water or whatever's in that jug on the sideline, I guess it's safe to say that they should be doing that anytime now to Coach Jim Dickerson.
His first Dome experience for Jim Dickerson. He was the defensive coordinator with Cecil Barber when he was the head coach here at Clinch County. He left at the end of the 2003 season to move to Jeff Davis High School. And Jim Dickerson gets his opportunity, and the coach is happy.
Now, I wonder if it's fair for the head coach of the winning team to alert security that's standing by the ice and water that when their players come to get the container, tell them no, they can't do it. Because that's what just happened.
Lamar McKnight will take a knee, and Clinch County will take this win to the bank and get ready for the title game. The winner of the Hawkinsville-Bowden game will host the state championship game next week. And for Clinch, they'll be going for their 4th state title. They won state titles in 1988, 1991, and 2002. That man will be back here, you know that. But Jim Dickerson, it's his moment here at the Georgia Dome as the clock runs down, and Clinch County will advance to the state title game, defeating Lincoln County 26-6 in a just sheer display of power football, both defense and offense, by the Panthers.
What an impressive showing by a first-year coach and a defense that rivals the state's best. 26-6 is the final. Clinch County over Lincoln County.
And the two teams in a great moment of sportsmanship, shaking hands. Let's go down the field, and Scott Klauslowski with the winning coach.
Coach, congratulations. Turnovers seem to be the difference in this one. A function of your defense. Talk about your defense a little bit.
Well, our defense has been there all year long. You know, we faced adversity. They scored on the first drive. I think we were just kind of out of control. We settled down, and they've been there for us all year long and got up with some crucial turnovers, and our offense got things going in the second half.
Tell me a little bit about Justin Gainey and his performance today.
Oh, Justin, I tell you what, he keeps them big legs turning. I'm just glad he's on our side. I'm just so excited right now for our kids and our community. This is a big time in Clinch County right now.
Congratulations again, Coach. Back upstairs.
Thank you, Scott. 26-6, the final. Clinch County over Lincoln County. We'll wrap things up when we come back.